Mali coup leader secures 5-year term. What this means: Mali's military leader, Gen Assimi Goïta, has been granted a 5-year presidential term by the transitional parliament, which is renewable without elections. The junta leader, who has seized power twice, had promised the return of democracy last year, but it never materialized. The bill granting his new mandate said it could be renewed as many times as necessary and until Mali was pacified. It clears Gen Goïta to lead the West African country until at least 2030, with many fearing the move could lead to the repression of the opposition or dissenting opinions. The 41-year-old military leader was named transitional president after his last coup in 2021. At the time, he promised to hold elections the following year, but has since reneged, in a blow to efforts to restore multi-party rule. The transitional bill was on Thursday unanimously approved by 131 members of the National Transitional Council, which is composed of 147 legislators. The council had already adopted the measure in April. The president of the legislative body, Malik Dior, called the development a major step forward in the rebuilding of Mali. The adoption of this text is in accordance with the popular will, he said. The bill also allows the transitional president, government and legislative members to stand in presidential and general elections. In May, the junta banned all political parties in the country, amid a growing crackdown on dissent since the army seized power. The military government has been trying to quell jihadist violence unleashed by groups linked with the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. On Tuesday, jihadist fighters launched a series of simultaneous attacks on military posts across numerous towns in Mali, the third major assault on the army over the last month. Since taking power, the junta leader has formed an alliance with coup leaders in neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger, pivoting the region towards Russia and cutting ties with former colonial power France. Gen Goïta has also withdrawn Mali from the regional grouping ECOWAS over its demands to restore democratic rule. Burkina Faso and Niger have also left the grouping. He first staged a coup in August 2020, overthrowing then-President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, amid huge anti-government protests against his rule and his handling of the jihadist insurgency. However, these attacks have continued and even intensified since he took power. Gen Goïta handed power to an interim government that was to oversee the transition to elections within 18 months. He had sought to lead that government, but ECOWAS insisted on a civilian leader. Unhappy with the performance of the civilian transitional arrangements, he seized power again in May 2021. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks.